Muhammadu Buhari promises free and fair elections in 2023. Two traditional rulers arrested for roles in communal clash in Kogi. Nigerian army enlists 5,800 soldiers to fight terrorism. Away from Nigeria, Moscow destroys depot with Western weapons. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed his determination to ensure that the new president is elected through a peaceful and transparent process. The president, in a national broadcast to commemorate Democracy Day today, June 12, 2022, promised Nigerians a free, fair and transparent electoral process. Buhari said all stakeholders must work together to ensure this transition was done in a peaceful manner in honor and memory of one of the national heroes for democracy, Chief MKO Abiola, as June 12, 2023 will be exactly 30 years from the annulled 1993 presidential elections.
On June 12, 1993, Nigerians saw the best in our citizens as we all went out to vote peacefully. By June 24, 1993, we also saw the worst of our leadership as the elections were annulled. We must never forget the sacrifices of the heroes of Nigeria's democracy during 1993. Their patriotism and peaceful struggle should guide our actions, especially when it comes to electing our leaders and holding them accountable now and in future. Fellow Nigerians, this is my last Democracy Day speech as your president. By June 12, 2023, exactly 1 year from today, you will already have a new president. I remain committed and determined to ensure that the new president is elected through a peaceful and transparent process. It is important for all of us to remember that June 12, 2023 will be exactly 30 years from 1993 presidential elections. In honor and memory of one of our national heroes for democracy, Chief MKO Abiola, GCFR, we must all work together to ensure this transition is done in a peaceful manner. I am hopeful that we can achieve this.
Meanwhile, as Nigeria marks the 2022 Democracy Day, a cross-section of Gombe residents say that the state has recorded some achievements under democratic rule. Created in 1996, Gombe State has so far had 4 governors, including the incumbent Inuwa Yahaya, who have all contributed to bringing democratic dividends to the state. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Since the return of democracy in 1999 let Abubakar Hashidu emerge the first civilian governor of Gombe State, he was succeeded by Danjuma Goje in 2003, who served for 8 years and handed over to Ibrahim Dankombo in 2011. The incumbent governor Inuwa Yahaya was elected in 2019. Speaking on Democracy Day, some residents of Gombe State said it has been a fruitful journey so far.
We have university in Gombe. Before democracy, you don't have it. And we have airport in Gombe. Before democracy, you don't have it. Even water. Before democracy, we don't have it in Gombe. But now in Gombe State, we have regional water that supply from the Dadinkoa to Gombe.
But there are a lot of achievements that we got in democracy. And then democracy also failed us. Due to the insurgency, the corruption whatsoever, all is equipped in the democracy. But before democracy, we don't observe all this kind of mess in our life.
Although he admitted that the state has made reasonable progress, a political analyst says the state still has more to offer the people in terms of development.
We cannot also deny the fact that there are sporadic achievements here and there, particularly if you look at it from the state perspective achievements. The 36 states, if you assess them, you find that some states are far better than before in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of human capital development. So definitely we are not going to say that it's total fiasco, but rather it's a mix of we got some and we failed in some.
Nigeria's Democracy Day was usually celebrated on May 29 before President Muhammadu Buhari changed it to June 12 in honor of late Moshood Abiola, who was believed to be the winner of that annulled June 12 presidential election of 1993. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun on Sunday freed 40 inmates and commuted 6 death sentences to life imprisonment. Abiodun announced this in his remarks at the Democracy Day event held at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, the state capital. He said the gesture is in commemoration of the June 12 Democracy Day anniversary and the need to decongest the correctional centers across the state. The governor also paid tribute to MKO Abiola, the winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election. According to him, there is no gainsaying that the struggles of June 12, as orchestrated by MKO, gave birth to the seamless democracy Nigeria now enjoys. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said it does not recognize Senator Godswill Akpabio as the All Progressives Congress Party candidate for the Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. Resident Electoral Commissioner, Akwa Ibom State, Mike Igini, said the commission only recognized DIG Ekpo Udom, retired, DIG Ekpo Udom, retired, who emerged winner of the primaries the commission monitored. Speaking to Daily Trust in Uyo on Sunday, Igini denied claims that the commission was represented and monitored the commission was represented and monitored the rerun APC senatorial primaries where Akpabio emerged winner. The REC also affirmed that the APC has no governorship candidate in the state, saying that the governorship primaries where Akanimo Udofia emerged winner was not monitored by INEC. With this development, it means APC has no governorship candidate in Akwa Ibom, while the Northwest Senatorial District rerun primaries, which produced Akpabio as candidate, is null and void. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has ordered the arrest and detention of 2 first-class chiefs in Bassa local government area in the state for their failure to put an end to the incessant destruction of lives and properties in a lingering communal crisis. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mohammed Onogu, disclosed this in Lokoja. According to the statement, the governor has placed the Divisional Security Officer of Bassa local government area and some government appointees under security watch for their roles in the bloodletting that has claimed innocent lives and the destruction of properties in the enclave. The government said that the renewed hostility between the warring tribes in the community has claimed 9 lives and the destruction of properties in the process. The detained chiefs include Ohigba of Mozum, Khalid Bukar Ali, and the Oguma of Bassa Kingdom, William Keke. And now the Katsina State Commissioner of Police, Idris Dauda Dambang, has visited Kwari village in Jibia local government area of Katsina State. The village was attacked last week by terrorists numbering about 150 who killed 1 person, abducted about 100 people, and rustled an unspecified number of animals. Abdullahi Yamadi was on the CP's entourage and now reports.
The police commissioner is undertaking this on-the-spot assessment to ascertain the level of damage done to the residents of the affected community. Despite the level of devastation, the police boss in Katsina is emphatic that news on the attack on Kwari community was over-exaggerated, blaming some sections of the media, not Trust TV, for blowing the attack out of proportion. CP Dabang points out only few shops were burnt down during the attack, while the number of people abducted is yet to be ascertained. Similarly, the police authority picks holes in earlier reports which claimed that the village was deserted following the dastardly attack. On the contrary, the police boss is alleging that the long-term relationship between the villagers and the terrorists went wrong following recent arrests of some hoodlums by security personnel.
And from all indication, I think the people of this village or town have been fraternizing with these bandits. They are always here, they buy food items here. And one day, the day the incident happened, they were here for long, they didn't call anybody to say that this is what is happening.
The CP warns that the fight against terrorism will not succeed if there is no support from citizens, especially in insecurity-prone communities.
They say, we are even told that sometimes they will go to other villages outside this place and may commit offense, attack people, and the people here will not tell anybody. And as I earlier said, we will only work on the information of the citizens. If something is happening, even as we are here now, if something is happening at the other side of it, if we don't, how do we go there? So that's exactly what happened.
Residents of Kwari community narrate their ordeal and are calling for the deployment of security personnel to prevent a reoccurrence of the ugly attack.
Akalla mashin ya kai 150 ko da 60 sun cika gari layuka baki daya.
The terrorists came on motorcycles, robbed people of their money and other valuables. They also killed one person, abducted about 100 people, and rustled unspecified number of animals in the process.
Sannan bayan ya je asibiti ya rasu. Allah ya mai wa'adi.
As you can see, they have killed my neighbor and burnt down this provision store. What we saw on that day was terrible and devastating.
It would be recalled that Trust Television News had reported that some displaced persons from Kwari village, mostly women and children, were taking refuge at an IDP camp in Jibia town. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The Nigerian Army has enlisted 5,800 soldiers in its efforts to tackle security challenges bedeviling the country. Speaking during the passing out parade of the 82 regular recruit intake who passed out at the Nigerian Army Depot Zaria, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, said that the action is to strengthen high performance and boost manpower of the Nigerian Army. He urged the recruits to maintain a high standard of professionalism and remain good ambassadors of the Nigerian Army and the Armed Forces of Nigeria. Yahya urged the new soldiers to apply the mental, physical and moral training acquired over the past few months, as well as those they will be exposed to at their respective units, formations and corps. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State has commended Ejiro Otarugo, driver of the petroleum truck that exploded at Agbaro, Ugeli North local government area on Sunday, for his uncommon heroism that averted a major disaster. A statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Olisa Ifejika, in Asaba on Sunday said that the governor was impressed by the bravery and patriotism propelled risk-taking by Agbaro-born driver. The action, according to Okowa, saved what might have resulted in colossal loss of lives and property. He expressed deep appreciation to Otarugo for the discretion he applied in steering the already burning truck, laden with petroleum products away from a densely populated area at the risk of his life, describing his valor as amazing. According to Okowa, this act of bravery and compassion in today's Nigeria is without equivocation worthy of commendation and emulation. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly. Menace of scavengers in Borno State. Details and more after the break. Join us again.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
Thanks for staying. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. On Democracy Day, President Muhammadu Buhari promises free and fair elections in 2023. 2 traditional rulers arrested for roles in communal clash in Kogi. Now, elsewhere, a Nigeria-based Congolese Kandigu Kadi and a Nigerian Ebuka Anthony have been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) at the NACO and SACO export sheds of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, for attempting to export controlled and illicit drugs to the United States and Dubai. While Kandigu was arrested on Tuesday, 31st of May at the NACO export shed for attempting to export 200 kilograms of pentazocine injection, Ebuka was nabbed on Friday, 3rd June in connection with attempt to export parcels of cannabis sativa concealed in cereal packs to Dubai through the SACO cargo shed. Meanwhile, anti-narcotic officers in Edo have intercepted several illicit drugs with no fewer than 30 arrests made in the last week across the Federation. Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, commended the officers and men of the MMIA, Edo, Yobe, and FCT commands for their resilience and charged them and others across all commands to remain vigilant and committed to the collective goal of saving Nigeria from the drug scourge. In the meantime, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has warned intending Hajj pilgrims against trafficking of illicit drugs as they prepare for lift off to Saudi Arabia. An official of the agency, Habiba Zubair, gave the warning on Sunday in Ilorin while addressing pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land to perform the 2022 Hajj. She warned that pilgrims could take only prescription drugs to Saudi Arabia, as the government there will not tolerate anything outside that. Zubair also admonished the pilgrims not to take kola nuts or groundnut pepper to Saudi Arabia, as they would be confiscated. The NDLEA official also told the intending pilgrims to always wear the state's uniform while in Saudi Arabia for easy identification. Electricity consumers in Bauchi State have lamented the hike in tariff and the alleged unsatisfactory level of services being rendered to them by the Jos Electricity Distribution Company. The customers disclosed this at a forum with communities to resolve issues around electricity distribution and consumption. Adamu Imam has more.
Issues that bother Bauchi residents are mainly those of poor power distribution in some part of the state, as well as that of prepaid meters. They are calling on the Jos Electricity Distribution Company to address them as soon as possible,
so that people will not be complaining about the high rate of billing, because it's the only way that people will understand the way they are being billed, and also to educate people, and also to make the J to understand the way and manner they are being billing people. For example, there are some areas that they said this estimate billing. This estimate billing causes a lot of problems. Because at times you see a compound, big compound and small compound, they will be given the same bill, the same amount. So this forum is the forum that will educate them to know how they are going to be doing the billing by make sure that the materials that somebody is using in his house is the one that will cost higher.
Also on the complainant list is the delay in the installation of the electricity poles, which cause most of the power outages and destruction of properties witnessed in the area. Chairman of the Customers Forum, Alhaji Hassan, called for constant dialogue between the electricity consumers to ensure amicable resolution of issues affecting both parties.
It has to do with the billing system. I have applied and paid for a prepaid meter. At that time, it was 55,000 for 3-phase meter. And that meter was not given to me as when due. Along the line, I was cut off with what electricity supply in my house.
The regional manager of JED, Hamisu Jigawa, appealed to the federal government to help address some of the issues which he said are not within the company's jurisdiction, while urging the customers to bear with it on the new tariff.
There is increase in the electricity billing, but the customers need to know what even led to that increase. The regulator, the federal government, have reviewed our tariff about 4 or 5 times from 2020 ending to date. So the unit that you are buying for maybe at about 17 naira before, now you are buying it at about almost 54 naira. So even if you consume the same quantum of energy, you still have to pay higher because the amount will be different, because the cost of 100 unit at 17 naira is not the same as the cost of 100 unit at 54 naira.
The forum commended the media for its role and urged practitioners to continue partnering with it to resolve all lingering issues. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The leadership of scrap dealers has said that iron scavengers killed by Boko Haram group in Dikwa and Kalabalgi communities are IDPs and not their members. Security agencies in Borno State have opened investigation into allegations that scrap dealers are involved in the vandalization of government and private properties in attacked communities. The report.
Few days ago, about 20 metal scavengers were gruesomely murdered by Boko Haram terrorists in Dikwa town, while a similar incident occurred in Kalebalge. The recent attacks from security intelligence alleged that the metal scavengers were involved in vandalization of government and private properties in the communities. This is the reason the Commissioner of Police, along with other security chiefs, visited the State Mechanic Workshop to investigate impounded trucks loaded with metals.
That inside these trucks, we have not seen anything incriminating for now. But, investigation is ongoing. And before we conclude our visitation and because interrogating the whole issue, we'll be able to come out with a concrete report that will serve the government, and in turn, the government will be able to bring out a policy that will make this business to be more genuine and healthy. Because the government had serious and terrible experiences where government infrastructures have been vandalized and individual vehicles have been cannibalized. And for us to curtail it, that is why we're here.
The Scrap Dealers Association said it's not involved in theft of metals, adding that those killed in Kalabalgi and Dikwa are not their members.
They are not registered, and when we some information, so that IDP comes.
They are not our members because they are not registered. We did our investigations and got information that they are IDPs who came out in search of metals for survival. We don't buy anything that is new and useful. We only accept metals that are burnt and old. Our members are warned not to vandalize anything. Even when we transport our metals, we involve the security agencies. The commissioner said after completing its investigation, it will send recommendations to the state government on the way forward.
Now in sports news, Real Madrid have signed France midfielder Aurélien Tchouaméni from Monaco on a 6-year deal. Both clubs have announced the deal, and Real Madrid say that they will hold a presentation ceremony for the 22-year-old on Tuesday following a medical. Tchouaméni made 35 League One appearances for Monaco last season, contributing 3 goals and 2 assists. He has made 11 appearances for France since making his international debut in September. The deal is reported to be worth 80 million euros plus about 20 million euros in add-ons. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more by connecting with us via all social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.